Well, Santa's not the only one who knows if you've been bad or good. So do the cops. And losing your license isn't going to make your holidays very happy.
Contact the Vegas lawyers at 707-7000 or at thevegaslawyers.com. 707-7000 or at thevegaslawyers.com.
It's JT for the Caesar Sports app, the sports book in the palm of your hand. No need to ever wait in line with the most convenient way now to place a sports wager anytime, anywhere in Nevada, just seconds away. The Caesar Sports app is free to download and available on Apple and Android devices. You want the fastest and most secure way to wager, so head to any Caesars Entertainment Sportsbook and conveniently sign up with a Total Rewards card and government-issued ID. It's the Caesar Sports app.
eBuyHouse.com is here. America's biggest gift from Santa is coming Christmas.
The way you buy, sell, and rent real estate has changed forever.
eBuyHouse.com is a real estate trading platform. Our users buy and sell their homes without a realtor. Log on to eBuyHouse.com or
download our app and save.
It's the big holiday sale at Mastriani's Fashions this December. Buy one and get the second free on a special collection of suits. Plus, save 50% off fine Italian clothing, including jackets, sweaters, shirts, casual wear, and accessories. Buy one, get the second free all month long at Mastriani's Fashions at our two convenient locations, 1701 South Decatur Boulevard at the corner of Oakey and Decatur, or in Boca Park by Summerlin. Check us out online at Mastriani'sFashions.com.
Have you ever been to Rodizio Grill? Let me tempt you. Start your Rodizio experience with our hot, unlimited appetizers. Indulge on our award-winning gourmet salad bar with over 35 items. Then, 16 delicious, sizzling, rotisserie grilled meats and grilled items like our tender top sirloin and Rodizio's signature glazed pineapple, as much as you'd like.
Rodizio Grill, the Brazilian steakhouse.
Now open at Galleria at Sunset Henderson. Rodizio.com.
Last winter, Lotus Broadcasting held our annual Christmas party at Reflection Bay Golf Club at Lake Las Vegas, and I must tell you, I was totally impressed. Reflection Bay Golf Club is top-notch all the way, and it's the ideal setting for holiday parties, weddings, corporate events, and more. They can handle any size crowd up to 200 people. And now Reflection Bay is proud to announce celebrity chef Scott Cummings from Hell's Kitchen TV series. Plan your next big event at Reflection Bay Golf Club at Lake Las Vegas. Go to reflectionbaygolf.com.
Hey, Vegas, Clay Baker here with you, and now it's time to get back to clean for 2019. That's right, Zero Res is back at it, and they want you to start the new year in an extraordinarily clean, fresh, and healthy home. And it starts now. They will clean 3 rooms of carpet for only $99, just $99, and they'll clean 100 square feet of tile for free. That's normally $125 alone, but it's free, free, free. All you got to do is call Zero Res now. And as for the Clay Baker special, 702-840-3333, or go online, ZeroResLasVegas.com, 702-840-3333. Oh, I know how it is. You got the friends and family over at your house, dropping stuff, making spots all over the place. You can make the pet stains, the traffic lanes, all those spots disappear. Call Zero Res now and ask for the Clay Baker ESPN special. Minimums apply.
Clean carpet, Zero Res it, Zerorez. Call 840-3333.
Hello, friends. This is Thomas Johnson from Joe's Seafood Prime Steak and Stone Crab. Need a great idea for lunch or dinner? Your best bet is Joe's, one of the most popular dining destinations on the Strip. Joe's provides the ideal setting for private parties with accommodations for up to 150 guests. Stop by to see us at the Forum Shops at Caesars and ask for Thomas Johnson, your maitre d'.
More time as we head to the Christmas break. If you haven't gotten a really good gift for someone that you want to get something terrific for, get them a Joe's gift card. It's easy enough. Call 702-792-9222. Get yourself one as well. There's a gift that you can give yourself that you will absolutely be thrilled with. If you're not sure you're going to get anything good for Christmas, then make sure you get yourself something good, right?
Yeah.
There you go. And follow Joe's on Twitter at Joe's Vegas. Update, they have gone to the half at the Potato Bowl, and Boise, in their usual position when they were playing in this stadium, they're behind. They have never won here. They're 0-5 lifetime. Those losses were all to Boise State. But today, they're down 10-7 to Western Michigan. Teddy, we've got halftime lines on that game popping up.
Yeah, 6.5. BYU, the second half favorite. 6.5 with chalk. There's a couple of 7s around. Total has been a little bit of under money, 23.5. That's for the second half of BYU and Western. And you and I were just talking. I didn't bet it, but you know what? I don't want to lay it in the second half with BYU.
No, No, I wouldn't either. Western Michigan, from what I've been watching, and granted, it's one eye on the TV, and considering I've only got one good eye, that means there's not much else to see. But Western Michigan actually looks like the better football team right now. Boys, BYU's not very good, and I would not be particularly interested in that side either. Let's check out our angle of the day.
Yeah, and this one's real simple. NBA system with a good sample size. Since 2012, there have been well over 300 plays in this NBA system. It's cashed at a 63.5% clip, betting it blindly. So when you have hundreds of plays and it's cashing better than 60%, people tend to be interested. Since 2012, you play on an away favorite. That favorite's coming off a loss, and their opponent's coming off a win. So an away favorite that's a better team coming off a loss, and their opponent's a little bit fat and happy. That's cashed 63.5% since 2012. Tonight, that applies to the Indiana Pacers. They're off a loss to Toronto. Brooklyn off a win at Chicago. Indiana, -2.5 / -3. You want to follow the system, you lay it with the Pacers.
Kelly Stewart joins us every Friday from WagerTalk and a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Kelly's one of the busiest people in town, and she's got some of the best contacts around on both sides of the counter. Respected bettors and odds makers around the city. So when we get our odds makers inside scoop from Kelly, it's really good information. What's going on, kid? How are you?
Doing well. Actually, I just got off the phone with John Murray over at the Westgate. So
good. Lots
of sharp plays for some later bowl games came in, and he was so kind enough to share them with me.
Well, can you share them with us?
Yeah.
Of course. Actually, a couple that I agree with. They took a nice size bet on Washington over Ohio State plus
really?
Points. And I think we knew that once that line ticked up high enough that we were going to see some sharp action come in.
Yes.
I mean, I understand Urban Meyer is retiring. I understand what we saw last from Washington was not a good offensive performance, but I think this defense catching almost a touchdown at some point in time is going to generate some action. And I think that it's hard to quantify again, him retiring. So I missed the 7. I don't know if they hung a 7 for very long, but I have Washington plus 6.5 -105, so I went ahead and bet it. Another game that they gave out, Virginia Tech plus 5.5, which fits our buddy Ralph Michaels' bowl trends with the 6-6 bowls. I know you guys have talked to him or you guys have heard him say it, but I'll repeat it for the listeners. Teams that finished the regular season 6-6, but won their last bowl game to become bowl eligible, 40-21 against the spread in bowl games.
Pretty good.
Yep. You know, that's almost like good enough that I'm going to blindly bet some 6-6 teams here. But Virginia Tech was one that they took a sharp play on, so it came down from 6 to 5.5. And then the third one he gave me was Iowa State, which I really enjoy Matt Campbell. As you guys know, I follow the Big 12 more than any other conference. So I was really happy to see Matt Campbell stay at Iowa State. And, of course, Mike Leach, one of my favorite college football coaches because, well, he's hilarious. But I think this is just a little bit too high. I think people are buying into the hype that it's still Iowa State. But Iowa State, I think, has the defense to be able to keep Washington State on their toes here and maybe be able to shut down that high-powered offense.
Sure, and at 3.5, I think bettors trying to lock in on a key number for Iowa State. The markets are starting to move to 3 on that game.
Yeah, and, you know, I mean, it's just an opinion, but I thought Iowa State maybe wore out a little bit at the end of the regular season. This is a nice break for them to get kind of the juices flowing again, and I'm not sure, you know, it's tough to read the mindset. I'm not sure Washington State's all that excited about being in this particular bowl. I think they had their eyes on something bigger, but lost the Apple Cup game to Washington and ended up going from, you know, just outside the playoff picture, which means a big bowl on January 1st, to Iowa State, which no offense meant to Iowa State fans, but even though they've had a terrific season, it's just not that name opponent that gets juices flowing.
Sure, the ticket sales have not been brisk.
No.
For the Washington State side. And when you look at the track record of Mike Leach's squads in bowl games, you know, that offense doesn't always come out in sync. And that's a rhythm offense. And Campbell signing the long-term extension. What do you think about that, Kelly? With Campbell, looks like he's going to be around in Ames for a long time, giving your Wildcats trouble.
You know, and I'm okay with that because I think that the Big 12 needs to be more competitive. The days of having bottom feeder teams like KU. Maybe Les Miles is going to be able to go in there and be able to make that program competitive. You know, Texas is improving every year with Tom Herman. Obviously, it's not fun to see Oklahoma year in and year out win that conference. So to see some of these smaller schools, Kansas State, obviously new head coach themselves, that are coming in, they're going to make some changes. Again, I had a couple of buddies who were grad assistants for Matt Campbell. They're now at UTEP. But, you know, they had nothing but great stuff to say about Matt Campbell. So I think it's going to be really good, not only for Iowa State, but for the Big 12. You know, we'd like to get 2 more teams to actually be the Big 12 again. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I keep trying to get UCF on that bandwagon.
Well, I still would, UNLV is, when the new stadium opens, I think is a candidate to either the Big 12 or the Pac-12 should just go out and say, okay, we want you, because this market is sensational in terms of visibility, and it doesn't matter if the program's any good or not. They're going to be playing in an NFL stadium, and it's very exciting. So who knows? Maybe UNLV could be.
Yeah, Dave, you make a great point, actually. Now maybe I'll lobby for UNLV to jump in there, and then I can watch one K-State game every other year, at least here in town. Yeah, I mean, you're going to always have those programs. Not every team is going to have a winning program every single year because you get beat up on each other. But, you know, UNLV, I think that would be great exposure for them. The Mountain West is obviously a smaller conference, and we know it's not this isn't the easiest town to recruit to.
Yeah, but it surprises me that as a K-State fan, you're excited about Iowa State. And you talk about, okay, here Kansas is getting better, because you know who the bottom feeder is in the new scenario. It's your old buddies from Manhattan.
Well,
and I guess maybe
theory, in theory, that's what it's going to be. But I don't think so. I really, Chris Kleiman, I'm really excited to have him in Manhattan. And I think, something I haven't done forever because Bill Snyder didn't allow it to be done was to talk with more guys in the media in Manhattan. Everything used to have to be very hush-hush, and he had to approve everything. And now so much is getting written about the Wildcats that I finally joined, the rival site. And I'm like, okay, I want to actually read what's going on with this team instead of just, talking to people who have better inside information than myself. And so I think there's going to be some really big changes in Manhattan over the next few years. I'm going to give it some time, obviously. But, it's not like he inherits a UNLV. He inherits a program that won 5 games this year and has some talent coming back. I mean, really the only person that's leaving is K-State's running back. He said he's going to go to the NFL, and I don't blame him. We see what happened with Bryce Love, who probably should have went to the NFL last year, and he was banged up all year. If you know that you have a shot and you have an agent in your ear, and I get it, but I think, K-State's going to have a third-year starting quarterback back under Skylar Thompson, and some of the main guys on O-line are going to be back as well. So I don't think K-State's going to necessarily be the bottom feeder there, and I don't necessarily think Les Miles is going to be able to completely turn that KU program around. I think he's going to be better. I think he's going to be able to get recruits, but there's something about the culture of football in Lawrence, Kansas that only Mark Mangino was able to fix in the last 30 years.
Hey, listen, Mangino did a heck of a job when you look back at what he did at Kansas. It's absolutely amazing what he did there. And they were in the Orange Bowl one time.
Yeah,
they were great.
I remember Kansas playing Missouri. They were number 1 and number 3, was it?
Something like that.
Yeah, it was a big TV matchup, and the total was like 90 in that game.
You imagine how big he would look on a widescreen TV like they've got now?
Oh, Dave.
You hearing anything of note as far as the NFL is concerned from John or any of the other bookmakers?
I did some videos this week with Tony Miller, and, Tony's always real fun because my favorite thing about Tony is we don't talk about what the books need. We talk about what Tony likes. And I get texts all the time. What is Tony like? What is Tony like? Well, of course, Tony likes his Dallas Cowboys this week, but I am on the other side. I think this is going to be an interesting matchup. And I said this, I do a daily show on the internet, and it's awesome because we have a former bookmaker, and we just have a recreational bettor. And so I got to kind of play in between the two. And one of the guys is like, well, Tampa Bay doesn't have anything left to play for. And I go, they have a chance to still beat the Dallas Cowboys. Again, they're not playing the Cleveland Browns. They're not even playing anybody that really matters. But anybody on that team grew up, and they knew who the Dallas Cowboys were. I think that this line at 7.5 is appealing enough to me that I'm going to take Tampa Bay plus 7.5.
It's the NFL, too. I mean, this isn't the NBA or or another sport where teams just kind of mail it in at the end of the year. I mean, the NFL,